game when the time comes. Okay, so here's take a look at this level. I built it out a little bit more just to try to understand chaos better. See, here I have this destructible tower. It's a destructible wooden tower now, and I don't really. Here's the problem I'm having. When I start the game, did you? Yeah. Oh, look, it's actually falling apart completely now. Yep.
What was that bang sound?
Yeah, we need a different sound reward system, so if anyone has suggestions...
We need a different sound reward now.
Boom. Whoa. Crash. So, you know, whoa. Hey, it actually worked pretty well that time, but what I really want to do, I want to show you what happens if I shoot it with the ball. Did it stay up this time? Yeah, it stayed up. Okay, if I shoot it with the ball, nothing happens, but if I shoot a cube into it that has physics, then it does actually knock it over. Now watch. See, it actually was affecting it. Boom. You'll see it teeter more.
Oh, that's nice. When did you add sound effects?
What I don't get is why I cannot affect it and why my balls don't affect it. I don't know, but I'll figure that out later. I also added a couple more things. I added fire to that enemy, but I also added a whole house and I added street lights. I made these myself. See, they're just cylinders, and then there's a cylinder on top with a directional light and a spotlight down there. See? And then you go in here, and this is me experimenting with UVs, like trying to understand how textures work better. Yeah, this is all starter content.
Yeah, this is starter content.
Well, we're on the sound tutorial right now. That's why I'm learning how to do these sounds. So you can go up to the top here and shard around. There's that tower again, which I can't seem to. Yeah, for the life of me, I just cannot knock it over with the balls. And I don't know why. Yeah, I just did this stuff off camera. Okay, so now here is the Kaplapadoodle. Here's the Unreal Engine 5. Of course, that we're working on. Oh yeah, I need to shard around with slot machines. Actually, let's do bet 200 red.
Exclamation mark bet 200 red.
Okay, so here's the tutorial. We are on audio, so let's learn about audio.
Ausrufezeichen bet 200 black.
Alright, we are down to the last two sections of the course. I'm going to discuss audio in this section and some random topics in the next, and then that is it. So let's get down to it. So in this section of the course, I'm going to discuss the use of audio within the Unreal Engine, so that you will be able to add dialogue, music, and sound effects to your game. Using some existing assets located in the audio folder of the starter content, I'm first going to give a brief overview of using audio, and then I'll dig a little deeper into individual topics. So Unreal Engine uses .wav files, pronounced WAV files, to handle audio. If you have some audio you want to use that's in a different format, such as an MP3, you'll first need to convert it to a WAV file, which I will show you how to do later on in this section. And when you import a WAV file into Unreal Engine, it will become a sound wave asset in the content browser, and its icon will have a black background with the actual waveform of that sound shown in white. And if the wave has more than one channel, then there will be a separate waveform for each channel. So all these files here with black backgrounds are sound waves. And then if you want to combine sounds and or add effects to them, you can do so using a sound cue, which is represented by this icon here with a dark gray background and a picture of a speaker and waveform.
So there are sounds.
And note that unlike the sound
cues,
wave, the
kind of
waveform
like
on
sound
the sound
blueprints.
cue icon is generic and doesn't represent the actual waveform that is produced by the asset. Okay, so if you drag either a sound wave or a sound cue into your level, it will create what's called an ambient sound actor.
Let me just show you. I mean, I've already done that. In fact, when we start the level, do you hear the explosion? Boom! It's because I did add, there it is, Explosion 01. I added it over here somewhere. Actually, if we focus on, there it is right there. See? Boom! So it plays whether you want it to or not. So, we can just delete it. But here, let's keep going with the
And it will
tutorial.
automatically assign whatever asset you dragged in
spaghetti.
as the asset for that actor's sound property. And if you want to preview the sound, you can use these play and stop buttons. If this is a sound cue, you can use the edit button to open that sound cue in the sound cue editor. And if you want to create a new sound cue to use for this actor, you can use this new button. Okay, and then you can use the volume multiplier property to increase or decrease the volume of the sound, and the pitch multiplier property to increase or decrease the pitch of the sound. Alright, so by default, an ambient sound actor's auto-activate property is set to true. With this set to true, the sound will play as soon as the actor is created. In this case, as soon as the level begins. So as soon as I start my level here, I should hear this explosion. By default, the ambient sound actor will only play its sound once. If you want the sound to be continuous, you will need to set it to loop. With the sound wave, this can be accomplished by setting its looping property to true. With the sound cue, this is done by using a looping node. So if you want to edit the properties of a sound wave, you simply need to double click on it in the content browser. And now, for example, if I want this sound wave to continuously loop, I can check the looping checkbox. And then there are several other properties of the sound wave that you can edit here, so let me go ahead and cover these. Starting at the top, in the format category, is the is ambisonics property. Ambisonics is a specific type of surround sound format. So if your wave file is in that format, you would want to set this to true. And then there are two properties under the quality category that can be used to balance the quality of the wave file versus its size. First, you can set the compression of the wave using the compression property. This can have a value from 1 to 100, where lower numbers represent more compression and higher numbers represent better quality. So if you really want this sound to sound as good as it can, and you're not worried about the file size, you would want to set this to a high number. If you don't care about the quality of this particular sound, and you just need to save some space somewhere, you could set this to a low number. And then if you need to lower the file size even more, you can use the sample rate property to lower the sample rate of the wave. Otherwise, you should just leave the value at max. Okay, and then in the sound category, you can adjust the volume and pitch of the sound wave, and you can also place it into a sound group. So you can specify if this should go in effects, UI, music, or voice. Or if it doesn't fit into any of those categories, you can just leave it in the default group. So groups are useful for being able to apply a setting to an entire group of related sound waves instead of having to apply that setting to each individual one. And then sound class is similar in concept to sound group, except it's more robust. You can save and reuse sound classes, and you can create your own custom groupings. And then down here, you can add subtitles for this piece of audio and edit their properties. So to add subtitle for the sound wave, go to the subtitles property and click the plus sign. Then you enter the text here, and the time the subtitle should appear on the screen here. And this time property refers to the amount of time that has elapsed since this piece of audio began playing. Okay, and then the mature property is used to flag a piece of audio that contains mature content such as adult language. This can be used to more easily create a clean version of your game later by having the ability to filter out all mature content. Alright, and by default, the engine will automatically wrap your subtitles to the next line if they get too long, but if you don't want the engine to do this, for example, if you have already split the subtitles manually, you can set manual word wrap to true to disable automatic wrapping. And if you want to force all subtitles to only display on one line, you can set the single line property to true. Alright, and then if two pieces of audio are playing at the same time and both have subtitles, which subtitle will appear on the screen?
Let's see how that works really quick. So here's my Explosion 01. I've actually changed Explosion 01. I thought I changed that. Yeah, I really thought I changed that. Okay, so what was he talking about? Analysis, groups, oh, subtitles down here. Mature manual word wrap, single line now. Subtitle priority. The priority of the subtitle. Okay, here's the subtitle. Let's just see if it works. Oh shit. There. And then text. There. Test. And then we're going to just save that. And then let's pop it in here and then let's see what happens. Well, it didn't do any. Where's the subtitles? There's no subtitles. Oh, there it is, down there. It's down there. Yeah, okay, so that works. Interesting. Don't ask me why you would ever need that, but okay.
Will be determined by the subtitle priority, with higher numbers representing a higher priority. Alright, and the final subtitle property is comments. If you plan on having your game translated into other languages, the comment property can be useful for adding contextual information about this piece of dialogue that the translator can use to create a more accurate translation. Alright, so now I showed you how to have a sound play immediately when the level begins, but oftentimes you won't want a sound to be played until certain conditions are met, or a certain event is triggered. In these cases, you can use blueprints to specify when the sound should be played. As an example, I'm going to create a trigger volume that will cause a sound to be played anytime something enters its place.
Yeah, let's do that.
So first, I'm going to add the trigger volume.
Okay, trigger volume. Yeah, we're going to do that in this test level, so let's destroy the explosion. What was that? New Shartstone patch comes on the 17th.
Elder Colvey House.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Undead in the Battlegrounds too.
It's my favorite battle from Neverwinter Nights. Okay, trigger volume.
$3.47 at this direct and how much we're talking.
Yeah, didn't he read everything, but type at them as singing cards not as race.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool track. Okay. But I don't want it to overpower me, so I turned it back down. Okay, so all we're doing is just doing what he did. There, we added a trigger volume. Let's make sure that's what he did.
And with it selected, I'm going to open the level blueprint. Then I'm going to right-click in the graph and expand the menu for Add Event for Trigger Volume 1.
Oh, so you have to make sure it's selected, and then you go into the level blueprint. We already have some things in this level. See, we have a lot of stuff, actually. Look at all this stuff. What do we do? G. What's G? What is G? Oh, I forgot what we did here. But this is all just, test stuff. See, should game quit, and just all kinds of weird stuff going on here. Delay, then exit. What? I don't remember doing this. And then, see, I don't understand this. I need to go back and understand how this happened. That's what we wanted it to do, but...
25 bis 30 new minions cards.
Oh, wow. A single card's not a race. Oh, I see. Undead. Yeah, I need to find out how this happens. Hello display with name input. Yeah, see, I don't get it. First name string string. Who knows what this is? But anyway, okay.
Then expand collision,
Add
and I'm going
event.
to add an
Add event for trigger volume 1. There it is. Yep. Boom. Oh. Huh, his is a little different than mine. Collision, add on actor begin overlap. Yes.
on actor begin overlap event node for the trigger volume. And now I'm going to drag off this execution pin and type play sound.
Okay, play sound. That's easy enough. Play sound. And it's going to be our...
And you can see there are several options for playing a sound. For one thing, you can choose to either play a sound or spawn a sound. The difference is that when you spawn a sound, you have control over it. You can choose to stop playing the sound at any point or modify its properties. But when you play a sound, you don't have any control over it.
Oh.
You can't modify it or stop it, and it will continue playing until it's finished. And if it's set to loop, it will continue playing for the rest of the game. You can also choose to have a sound come from a certain location in the game, or make it a 2D sound which will be heard at the same volume regardless of your location in the game. And then with the spawn sound attached node, you can attach a sound to an actor so that the sound will travel with that actor. Okay, so I want my sound to be played at a specific location, and I don't need to have any control over it, so I'm going to choose the play sound at location node. And then using the drop down of the sound pin, I'm going to select the explosion sound.
Okay, play sound at location. At location. The reason it said 2D or play sound at location, if you just play a sound, it just plays it right in the game, like right in your, right into your ear. But play sound at location, it's 3D. It has coordinates. The sound itself now has coordinates. Okay, here's our explosion 01.
Okay, and the last bit of information I need to provide this node is the location where I want the sound to be played from. I want it to be played at the location of the trigger volume, so first I'm going to need to get a reference to the trigger volume.
Yeah, how do we do that?
So I'm going to right click in the graph and select create a reference to trigger volume.
Oh.
And then I'm going to
Herr Milkenschild Said, then you need to hire new person just for
create a reference to trigger volume because it's selected from the persistent level.
drag off of that and add a get actor location node. And now I just need to connect this output to the location pin of the play sound node. Okay, so I'm going to compile this and go back to the level editor, and I'm going to start my game. And now, when I enter the space defined by the trigger volume, it will play the explosion sound. Alright, and that will conclude the lecture on the audio overview and sound effects.
Stop.
At Mr. Milkman, all the crew.
Okay, here we go. Now let's see if that works. I walk over here and it even says something exploded. You see how it says something exploded. And I go out and back in. Hey, it didn't explode. Oh, there's like a particular, okay, well now we know how to trigger sounds. Now I could make the sound explode like over here to the left. I could make it explode, the sound come from like over here. So this right here, the location, copy. See, now I go back into this and I say, what location? Instead, it's a vector 3D. 3D vector. How do you do that? Oh, I think I know what you do. There. Paste. Oh, I can't paste. You can't paste from here into there, so you have to manually do it. This is so dumb. Minus 2680. 1860.
3D_arc Hi, Colby.
By, hey, 3D_arc. We're learning sounds. Yeah, I'm still
All the
getting
Call
that
They House said,
bug
"We're learning
in
sounds
Unreal
too."
Engine where it just
Still getting the unloaded bug too.
it arbitrarily unloads my objects. It'll sometimes arbitrarily unload actors, and it's pissing my brains off. Okay, let's do 100. Okay, now it should sound like it's coming from the left when we do that. Okay, let's try here. Plop.
All the same as the flash arts.
Yeah. Now watch. Okay, now listen. It didn't sound like it came from the left. I told it to explode way over here. That seems still like wrong.
Dunbrain47 said, Hyatt 3D
Play sound
_R.
at location, specifically this location. So let's see why it didn't quite do that.
Hey Dunbrine.
It doesn't sound like it came from over there. Let's
Herr you didn't take an
let's put it way over here. Oh, now what are these coordinates? Well, what's this coordinate? 2680, 1860 by 100. And yeah, see, so we should actually put it like way over in 4000 now. There. So now it should sound more distant, right? And like it's coming from the left. It's not changing anything. It still sounds like it's right in my face. What? I didn't connect spaghetti? Well, no, this tells it what location. Right here. That doesn't make any sense. Attenuation settings.
Maybe the sound listener on the player?
No. Play sound at location. So now it knows to play the sound in a 3D location, this specific location. The volume multiplier.
Connect actor location to location.
No. No. Mm-mm. No, because
Elder Colvey House
because
said, "All I want the sound at this exact location."
that would
Distant.
make this, that would do exactly the opposite of what we want. That would make the sound just spawn right in your ear, which is exactly what's happening anyway. I want it to sound like it came from way over here. See, like way over here, but it's not doing it. It's always in both ears, like it happened right in my face. I don't know. Well, that wasn't very useful, was it? He didn't show us how to do that either, so.
Could there be
But
another
we have to
blueprint
move on.
node like play 3D sound
In this
or
lecture, I'm
directional
going to
sound?
discuss sound cues. Sound cues use existing sound waves to
maybe.
create new sounds by combining sound waves and or adjusting their properties or adding effects to them. To create a new sound cue, click the Add button in the
said,
content browser,
"Boom."
go to Sounds, select Sound Cue, and then give it a name.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to learn about sound cues now. Contents. We'll put it in our blueprints right here, where all the other blueprints are. Okay, he said, I've
And to edit
already
a sound,
forgotten
create a
what
new
he
sound
said.
cue, click Sound Cue, Add button in the content browser, go to Sounds, select Sound Cue, and then give it a name. Okay, and to edit a sound cue, simply double-click on it to open it in the Sound Cue Editor. The Sound Cue Editor uses a node-based graph very similar to Blueprints. However, it uses its own specialized nodes instead of the types of nodes that are available in Blueprints. And the basic idea is that you start with one or more nodes on the left that represent sound waves, and then you connect those sound waves to nodes in the middle that will combine and modify them, and then finally, whatever gets outputted to the output node on the right is the sound that the sound cue will actually play. Alright, and you can add nodes like you do in blueprints by right-clicking in the graph, or you can drag and drop them from the palette window on the right side of the editor. So the first thing I want to do is add one or more wave player nodes that I can use to output sound waves. So I'm going to drag and drop a wave player node in my graph, and then if I...
Okay, wave player, got it. What do we have? Quality level, modulator, Doppler, enveloper, group control, looping, crossfade, concatenator, attenuation. Okay, that's bugging me. There we go. There's no
I select it, I can edit its properties in the details panel on the left. So I'm going to use the sound wave property to specify which sound wave this node should output. Alright, so now, if I wanted, I could just connect this output pin to the output node, and I would have a complete sound cue. However, it wouldn't do anything different than if I just used the sound wave on its own. So I'm going to break this wire, and add something between these nodes. So the palette contains several nodes that can modify the sound that gets input into it, and then output an altered version of that sound. For example, the looping node will take a sound as input, and output that sound as a loop.
Okay, looping. Yeah, see, so there's no execution pins. There's just, data transfer. I wonder why. I think it's because this isn't really a full-on blueprint. It doesn't really execute. Yeah, this is just like a pattern, I think.
And in the details panel, I can choose to have it loop a specific amount of time.
Ah, yeah, like loop 2 times. Oh, you have to turn that off, and then you have to click that twice for whatever reason.
Times, or have it loop continuously. The delay node can be used to add a delay before a sound is played. Each time the delay node is activated, the amount of delay will be a random value between the delay min and delay max. So if I set this to 1 and 3, for example, each time the sound is played, the delay will be between 1 and 3 seconds. If I wanted the delay to always be the same value, I would need to enter that value for both the min and max properties.
Oh, cool.
Alright, and then the Doppler node can be used to add the Doppler effect to a sound. This is the effect that occurs when sounds, such as the siren of an ambulance, increase in pitch as they move towards you and decrease in pitch as they move away. The Doppler intensity property can be used to specify how pronounced this effect should be, with higher values increasing the effect. The modulator node can be used to play a sound at a random pitch and volume each time it's played. This can be used to make the sound sound slightly different each time, so as not to get repetitive.
Ah. But he hasn't shown us how to
And the range of the random value generated can be set in the details panel. The oscillator node can be used to add a continuous modulation of volume and pitch within a single instance of a sound being played. The first 2 properties are used to enable the modulation of the volume and/or pitch. Amplitude refers to the height of the sound wave, with larger waves producing louder volumes. Frequency affects the pitch of a sound, with higher frequencies resulting in higher pitches. And then the remaining properties deal with more advanced wave physics, with the offset property controlling the wave's phase and the center properties controlling the center of oscillation. Alright, so in addition to nodes that alter sounds, the palette also contains many useful nodes for combining sounds. So first, I'm going to add another wave player node, and set its sound to be Explosion 2.
Elder Colvey House.
Now I'm going to add a mixer node.
Audio controls. You can do full-on rave EDM music from just
yeah. What I think is cool is that there's a full sound creation unit within here, and this is just scratching the surface. But learning all this stuff, oh good God!
At Colvey House shard intensifies.
Right. Yeah, dub shart. Okay, so he wants us to do a mixer. What do you mean? What do you mean none? I said Explosion 2.
A mixer node takes 2.
Okay, mixer. Mix 1. Mix 1. Mix 2. Okay. And I think you'll be able to preview the sound too before you...
Store more sounds as input,
I'm sure you
and
can do
outputs
it.
all of those sounds being played simultaneously. So I'm going to connect my 2 explosion sounds as inputs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wanted to add more sounds, I would just click the Add Input button to add another input pin to this node. Okay, and then I will connect this output pin to the output node. And then if I select the mixer node, I have the option of adjusting the volumes of each input. Alright, so now if I want to hear what this output...
I see. There it is. Yeah, if I want to hear
what it will
the
sound
output.
like, I just need to press the Play Q button in the toolbar.
Oh, there it is, up there. Wait a minute. They're both set to explosion 2. How'd that happen? Okay, listen. It sounds the same.
And if I want to hear what an individual node sounds like by its...
Yeah, that's what I want to know. It's the same fucking thing.
Elder Colvey House said, liars. They gave us 2 of the same fucking thing.
So, I just need to select that node and press the Play Node button. Alright, and then the concatenator node is just like the mixer node, except that instead of playing its input sounds simultaneously, it plays them one after the other. A random node will randomly output just one of its input sounds each time it's activated.
Cool.
By default, each sound has an equal chance of being played each time, but you can change this using the weights property. For example, if I set the weight of the first sound to 2, and I leave the weight of the second sound at 1, then the first sound has twice the chance of being played each time. You can use the pre-select at level load property to trim down the number of possible inputs that can be selected from. For example, if my random node had 10 inputs and I entered a 5 here, then as soon as the level loaded, it would randomly select 5 of the inputs, and then only randomly select from those 5 each time the sound cue was played. This can be used to trim down memory usage for random nodes that have several inputs. And note that this node doesn't have any effect when simulating your game. It will only work when playing a build outside of the editor.
Right.
And then with the randomized without replacement property checked, it will ensure that each sound gets played once before the same sound can be randomly selected again. Alright, now moving on to the branch node. The branch node will output one of its input sounds based on the value of a Boolean variable. So in the details panel, you use the bool parameter name property to specify the name of the Boolean variable that should be evaluated. And then if that Boolean value has a value of true, whatever sound is connected to the true pin will be outputted. If the value is false, the sound connected to the false pin will be outputted, and if the Boolean has a value of null, then the sound connected to the parameter unset pin will be used. Okay, and the last node I'm going to cover is the switch node. The switch node is just like the branch node, except it outputs a sound based on the value of an integer variable instead of a Boolean variable. Alright, and that will conclude the lecture on sound cues. In this lecture, I'm going to cover the topic of attenuation. Attenuation is a scientific term that refers to the reduction in strength of a signal. So in the case of an audio signal, this refers to the decrease in volume that occurs due to distance. In Unreal Engine, you have the ability to edit the attenuation properties of the sounds in your game, affecting the rate at which their volumes decrease across distances. So for example, I'm going to drag a sound cue into my level, creating an ambient sound actor that will play the sound cue when the level begins. And you'll notice that when it's selected, the ambient sound actor has a sphere around it. 2 spheres actually.
Oh, ambient
And you'll
sound.
notice that when it's an ambient sound actor that will play, affecting the rate at which their volumes decrease across distances. So for example, I'm going to drag a sound cue into my level, creating an ambient sound actor that will play the sound cue when the level begins.
Well, where did he pull that out of? Well, we're not going to use that blueprint, by the way. Place sound at location. Okay, let's just get that out of here. Now, let's do what he did. Go back to started content, audio. What did he did? Collapse cue or something. What did he select? He selected the collapse cue. Okay, so let's do that too. It's an ambient sound actor.
ambient sound actor that will play the sound cue when the level begins. And you'll notice that when it's selected, the ambient sound actor has a sphere around it. Two spheres actually, an inner sphere and an outer sphere. So at any point within the inner sphere, the sound will be heard at 100% volume.
Right.
Going from the outer edge of the inner sphere to the outer edge of the outer sphere, the volume will decrease from 100% to 0. And in the details panel, you can edit the sizes of these spheres. But
Where?
first, I need to go to the attenuation category and check the override attenuation property. More on that in a minute, but for now, just know that you need to have this checked in order to edit the attenuation properties of the sound actor. So in order to change the size of the inner sphere, the area in which the sound is heard at full volume, I need to edit the inner radius property of the attenuation volume category. And you'll notice that as I change the size of the inner sphere, that the size of the outer sphere changes as well. This is because the outer sphere is defined by the fall-off distance, the distance from the edge of the inner sphere to the edge of the outer sphere, as opposed to being defined by absolute size. So when I adjust the fall-off distance, you can see this will change the size of the outer sphere, making the sound audible at greater distances. Okay, and you also have the ability to change the attenuation shape. By default, spheres are used, as this is the most natural way that sound will attenuate. But if, for example, you had a sound coming from within a rectangular room, you might want to use the box shape in order to better fit the attenuation to the shape of the room. Alright, and as I mentioned before, in the area described by the fall-off distance, the sound will go from 100% volume to 0. But the rate at which that occurs can be adjusted by setting the attenuation function that should be used to define the attenuation curve.
Logarithmic.
By default, this will use a linear curve, meaning the volume will decrease evenly. Using the logarithmic curve, the volume will decrease more rapidly at first, then the rate of decrease will slow as the sound approaches the bounds of the attenuation shape. The log reverse curve, as its name indicates, is the reverse of that. The volume will decrease slowly at first, then more rapidly. The inverse curve is similar to the logarithmic curve, except the volume decreases extremely rapidly at first, then very slowly for the remainder of the distance. The natural sound curve is somewhere in between the logarithmic curve and the inverse curve, and it's supposed to represent the most natural attenuation curve that sounds have in the real world. And finally, by selecting custom and then double-clicking on this graph, you can create your own custom attenuation curves using this tool here, which creates curves the same way the timeline editor did in the earlier lecture on timelines. So you hold down the shift key and left-click on the graph to add a new point on the curve, and then you can click and drag on these points or manually adjust their locations here to change the shape of the curve.
Wow.
Alright, and the final thing I'm going to discuss regarding attenuation is the different levels at which you can
It's
apply
good to know that we have
At the
that
highest
level
level, you can create an attenuation asset that can be saved and applied to multiple sound assets. So to create a new sound attenuation asset, click Add in the content browser, go to Sounds, then select Sound Attenuation.
Say that again.
Sound attenuation asset, click Add in the content browser, go to Sounds, then select Sound Attenuation.
Okay. I don't know if this is going to be considered one of our blueprints, but let's do it. Let's just do what he's doing. Okay, add sounds, sound attenuation. Defines how a sound changes volume with distance to the listener. Okay, there it is. BP sound attenuation 1. There.
Then double click on it to edit its properties. So now I can define attenuation settings here and save this. And now I can open a sound cue, for instance, and using the attenuation settings property, I can select the sound attenuation asset I just created. And I can apply the sound attenuation to as many sound objects as I want. And
Right
then
there. That's where that is. And now, but where would we see that? Attenuation settings. There it is. There, see? That's the attenuation blueprint that we just added. Okay, well that's
I
good
need to make
know.
changes for the entire group in one place. Alright, but if I decide I want to set different settings for this sound cue, I can check the override attenuation property, and that will cause the attenuation settings property to be ignored, and we'll instead use the settings defined here.
I
And now,
see.
let's say I save this, and then I drag several instances of it into my level. If I want to change the settings for just one of these instances, without changing the settings of the sound cue itself,
You can do it
I can
down
select
here.
that instance and then edit its attennuation properties directly in the details
Oh, yeah.
panel, like I did earlier in the lecture, by checking the override attenuation property. Or I can choose an existing attenuation setting asset to use just for this instance. Alright, and that will conclude the lecture on attenuation.
Ring 47 said, I'm Adam.
Hey,
Elder
madam.
House said, Hey, Madam Rose playtest.
We are learning how to add audio to our games at the moment.
Madame Roast befeated 100 points into Everybody Dance.
Everybody dance. We lost our sounds. What did you and Steven use for your channel?
Herr Milton Shields
Sound
sagt,
reward.
Madame Fleisch.
Rewards.
We lost our sounds, Madam. What did you and Steven use for your channel sound rewards?
Yeah, remember Steven helped you set up all of your... And Madam has a combo of like audio and video, so it's like both. I'd actually like to do that, because then we can go nuts with audio and video then. Okay, so what I want to do, I actually want to see this sound attenuation working. So we chose the collapse cue, and we want it to loop. So first of all, how do I get the sound collapse cue to loop? Let's look at the collapse cue. Oh, collapse 1, collapse 2, random. And how do we get this to loop? Loop. Looping. So where would I loop this? Loop indefinitely, I guess, right through here, right? Let's see. Because I need it to play multiple times, right? Oh, it's working! Look! Okay, now if I walk over here...
It's working. Okay, trigger fire. Hopefully they aren't a bunch of triggers too.
Oh, that is cool. We learned how to attenuate. Wow! Whoops. Anyway, we learned how to attenuate. Do you like this dumb test level, Madden? Yeah, we're just kind of learning a lot about the game engine through this tutorial. That's why we have this. That's why we have this level of random bullshit. Yeah, this isn't an actual game. This is just my sandbox. Okay, good.
In this lecture, I'm going to discuss importing audio files into the Unreal Engine. Most of the time, this will be as straightforward as importing any other type of file. You can either click the import button in the content browser and browse to the file you want to import, or you can simply drag and drop the file directly into the content browser. If the file is a WAV file, it will be converted into a sound wave asset, which you can then use as you like. For example, I have this file, chime.wave. So when I drag and drop it into the content browser...
Hang on. Let's, okay. What's the best way to do this? I could look for some WAV files in my downloads. Yes. Okay, ignore all the porn. I know there's going to be some porn in there. Just ignore it. WAV. Oh shit, there goes the planet.
Baseballs? Oh shit, there goes the planet.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
There.
Herr Milton Shields sagt, ab 18 Symbol.
We're going to use that one. Okay, so what is he doing here? So when I drag and drop it into the content browser, it automatically imports it as a sound wave asset. Okay, let's see if that's true. Haven't done any of this yet. First person, let's add a folder, sounds. Well, they use audio. Why don't we say audio instead? Yeah, sure, audio. Okay, now we're going to drag it right in there. Plop. Hey. Oh shit, there goes the planet. There it is. but how do you save all? There we go. Project defined. Okay, now what?
It automatically imports it as a Soundwave asset, which I can now preview or use just like any other Soundwave asset.
Oh.
If I had a file in a different format that I wanted to use, such as an MP3 file, I would need to convert it to a WAV first before I can use it in
how would
Unreal.
you do that?
To do this, I simply need to open the file in an application that can read it, and then export it back out in the proper format. For this task, I recommend using the program Audacity. It's free to download and use, and it can read many different types of audio files in various formats, and it can export those files in a format which the Unreal Engine can read. To download Audacity, go to fosshub.com/audacity.
I'll remember this, Audacity.
If you have
It's
Windows,
free.
you can click on the Audacity Windows installer link, and then run the .exe file that is downloaded. If you have a Mac, you'll need to download the .dmg file, and if you have Linux, you'll have to download the source code and compile it yourself. Okay, so once you have Audacity installed, converting your audio files into the proper formatting is pretty simple. First, go to File, Open, and open the file you want converted. Now, go back up to the File menu and choose Export, Export as WAV. Now, click on Save, and when the Edit Metadata box pops up, you can simply press OK without making any changes. Alright, so that is how to convert audio files that the engine doesn't like, and that will conclude the lecture on importing audio.
That the engine doesn't like. Okay, let's just make sure that our import worked properly. Okay, test for tiny game, yeah, sure. You know that sound cue, since we already have the collapse cue, now we're just going to replace it with air shit. There's air shit. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just replace once, so sometimes it'll collapse and then it'll say, oh shit.
Herr Miltenschild sagt,
So here.
Pinguin, Pinguin, Pinguin.
Baseballs! Oh shit. There goes the planet. Baseballs? Oh shit. There goes the planet. Baseballs? Oh shit. There goes the planet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But it seems to alternate perfectly between the
Oh
two.
shit. There goes the planet.
We got started.
Alright. Isn't this fun?
Nice.
Just like totally just totally going nuts with nonsense. Okay, so are we to the point where we add? Yes! And now
we
this
add
is the
audio
point
to
where
Fire
we
Maze.
add the audio that we just learned how to do into our maze. So now we close this out, we just make sure it's saved, and then we... Okay, now we're going to go into Fire Maze. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I have a couple of things to show you guys too. What is this? UI enchanting effect. Oh, what are some of these? Sneak attack. Oh, that's Skyrim. Enchanting it. Oh, these are all sound Skyrim. Whitewater,
Posh Unity to
waves,
add German curses in game.
perk select, quest update. Yeah, see, that's what I uploaded to blurb bags that
Yep, haha. Fick our scheiß Furts. Fick our scheiß Forts.
yeah, we can do any of that. Okay, so anyway, let's open up our project. To do that, we go in here. Here's our project, Tiny Game 4. First thing we do is open up Git Bash and see if we've bashed anything new lately.
Dunbrain47 said.
Our working directory is clean. Perfecto. I have everything up to date. Here's our git log. The last update was last night. Major update. Fixed end of level door and turn houses into blueprints. You'll like it. When I open this up, you'll... Oh, you know, maybe I should close this. Yeah. We were in a file reader. Hey, Sirvazi Yazzie. Okay, let's add audio to Fire Maze. While this is loading up, let me show you what I've done to, yeah, well, it's, hang on. We'll look at it in a second. I'll show you what I did to our Simple Shorts page. So we now have a logo.
Hi Farsi, Wink and a
All I did was just, oh, you can't see it. View profile. Oh, we are viewing the profile. Here's our logo. It doesn't show up much. The logo itself doesn't really show up. Hey, Fallout King 78. Hope you're doing great. Now, just so everyone knows, other folks that are in here also happen to be streaming. Madam Roast Beef is streaming Stardew Valley, and Sonico731 is streaming Grand Theft Auto 5. So, well, preferably don't leave us, but you could definitely add a window and open, click a new window and check and see what they're up to as well. You don't have to be completely fixated on me, because a lot of us stream, right? Okay, so here's what I did. You can change the whole theme of every page. So I picked doses.
Elder Colvey House said, does this look okay for main page?
We could actually make this a little bigger, like 130. That's pretty big, actually. Somebody maybe take a look at Simple Shorts. Check it out at Simple Shorts, itch.io. Not Twitch, but itch.
Someone check it out.
There's our game page. And then I individually updated. Look at this. I updated each page too, so now it looks like 80s style, like vector graphics. This looks like, you know what this looks like? It looks like asteroids from the 80s, and then I made it purple. Dark background. I'm turning everything dark, and see, you can select any Google font. So if you go to, whoops, that's not what I wanted. How do you, oh yeah, you have to go here. Yeah, so any of these fonts in the Google fonts is available to us to use on the page. I mean, there's hundreds of them. I think that's pretty cool. Look at this, we can even use this. There's probably even papyrus on here too, which we actually use in the game as a joke. It's a joke, but we're doing it. Okay, and then Tiny Game 2 I changed to look like this, just a generic. And what did I do for Tiny Game 1?
Had a font cache.
Oh yeah, Dunbrine. It is very easy to integrate the Google fonts into a web page. The issue comes when the page just sits there and waits for the fonts to load. So you have to have a backup. Like if the fonts don't load in 1 second, then screw it. Just use this standard font instead. A lot of developers don't do that, so you're just sitting there waiting for a web page to open. And all that it's missing is the fonts. That's just stupid. That is dumb. I don't know why they do that. Okay, look what I did. I did this. See, this is a half. It's actually a dome. And you know how I did it, right? I created.
I'm not sure if all of them free for commercial use.
If all of them are free for commercial use? I think they are. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all the ones in the Google cache are free, as far as I know. It's like free use. So see, now it's starting to look like a little more like a house. And then I put grass on the roof, and then I added bricks. It's brick-mazing. See? And then I put the orb on the table. So I just made some basic improvements. This does not look good. I just wanted a way to show you that if you fall down in there, then you die. And then I added fire here. The fire doesn't hurt you, but it just kind of shows you that you have to... Yeah, looking good, huh? Look what else I added. Now watch. Watch. Keep watching. Let's go into the first house. I added torches. So now you actually have a little bit of a cue, like where to go. It kind of beckons you to say, hey, this way, right? And I'm learning level design a little bit. See? And then you look in here, I changed the textures a little bit in here. See? So it's looking more like an actual level. Ouch! That hurt. I have the sun moving quickly so I could see what it looks like day and night. And I reduced this a little bit so it's just kind of like... Here, let's watch. Yeah, so it does this. So there's a soft shadow and it attenuates a little farther now. Don't worry, see the shadow glitches? Those, we'll fix those. I know how to fix those. Yeah, see, now it's nighttime.
I added volumetric too.
Fog. Yeah, it's really faggy. It's really... I had an Australian roommate who used to say fog like fag. Do you really have to say it like that? San Francisco is so faggy. Well, yes it is, as a matter of fact. Okay. Let's keep working on this. So let's add the audio and then we'll have fun and figure out what to do with the level, okay? And we're gonna have one more level building session after this, but let's just get the audio in there like he wants us to. Whoops. Adding audio.
In this video, we will be adding audio to our level. We will add some outdoors noises like wind and birds chirping, we will add some fire noises, and we'll add some background music that will start playing once the player reaches a certain point in the level. So first, go to the audio folder in the starter content. Find the starter background cue, and double click on it to open it in the sound cue editor.
So this background cue, okay. We have the starter content, so where's the starter background cue?
Define fog.
A friend of the...
They did it too.
What the hell?
Dunbrain47 said, ha 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 ha.
They had the same idea. Of course, they would bastardize Urban Dictionary, right? They'll bastardize. Hey, let's see if the...
Exclamation mark to find Taco Bell.
Come on, do it. Oh, no, they keep defaulting to the wet floor sign thing. I was hoping to get the Mount St. Helens definition. Okay, so there's this. Let's just play the cue, see what it sounds like. Well, that's cute. Yeah. Why not, huh? Okay.
Cue combines a couple of different wind sounds and one of birds, and is good for creating background noise for outdoors environments. Okay, and if we look in the details panel, we see that the sound cue doesn't have any attenuation, so it will be heard at the same volume at any point throughout the level. Okay, so exit out of the sound cue editor, and then drag the starter background cue into the level. And because it doesn't have any attenuation, it doesn't matter where we place it in the level.
Right. Start a background cue. Let's just add it back here. Wherever I have the environment, see, I like to keep the environment actors kind of in the same place. There's the exponential height fog. Where's the sky atmosphere? Whoops. Skylight. Where is it? Oh, we kind of put it all here. 0, 0, 0. This is 0, 0, 0. So why not just add it? What's it called? Yeah. The starter background cue. You plop there. 0, 0, 0. Well, we've got noise.
Okay, so now let's create some sound for our row of fire. Double click on the Fire 1 cue. You can see that unlike the starter background cue, this cue has attenuation settings. So wherever we place it is where it will be heard the loudest. Okay, so go back to the level editor and drag the Fire 1 cue into the level.
Okay, so now we're doing this does attenuate. Okay, so there's our cue. There's the fire cue. And place it in the middle of the fire between the two platforms.
Go back to the level editor and drag the Fire 1 cue. You can see that unlike the starter background, and then drag the starter background cue into the level. Starter background cue, this one cue into the level, back to the level editor, and drag the Fire 1 cue into the level and place it in the middle of the fire between the two platforms.
Got it. Right between there. There. Okay.
So now, if we zoom out, we can see the area where the sound will be heard at full volume, and the area where the sound will gradually fall off. Okay, so now, hold down the Alt key, and drag out 2 copies of the fire cue, and place them on either side of the original.
Okay. There.
Distant from the wall. Okay, so now, let's add some background music to the game that will start playing once the player crosses the gap in the level. So first, go to the Create menu and add a box trigger to the level.
Said, hey,
name it Music Trigger Box.
Hi, Crime.
There's Crime. Hey, Crime Silver, I hope you're doing great.
1993.
We are adding audio to the level. We're not...
Hi Crime, Wink in der Hand.
Music.
We are adding ambient sounds. And later, ambisonic apparently.
Change the Name it Music Trigger Box.
I don't know why he's adding it over there, but okay. Okay, trigger box there. Whoops. There. And then we're going to name it Music Trigger Box. There. Okay.
Change its location to 0, 4750, and 40, and its size to 1300 by 1050 by 40. The reason we're making it so large is
box extent. Okay, there it is. 1300 by 1050 by 40.
because we can't be sure how far the player will jump from the elevated platform. Now, with the trigger box still selected, open the level blueprint.
Okay, we still have, see, this is where the music will trigger.
Some reason, Twitch kicks me out after like 10 minutes on phone, raised eyebrow.
What?
Weird. Even if watching?
That's odd. Oh, remember, we can all do slots.
Slots.
And you can bet a specific amount on slots if you want. Let me put my hair up so the hair doesn't catch on fire. Because after all, we're
Downring
developing a
47
fire
said, and
maze.
Primisolver 1993 Twitch mobile
Yeah, that is
PLS.
bizarre. Never heard of that one yet. Okay, now what did he say?
Right-click in the graph,
Oh,
expand the
yeah. We have to go with this selected so it knows the context. Then we go into the level blueprint. Here's our level blueprint already. See, there's only two things. Add event menu.
the event menu,
Maybe
expand the
just
collision
delete.
category, and add an on-actor begin overlap node.
Remember, we did this in
Hamilton Shields it kicks me on phone sometimes
tutorial.
when I minimize player.
See, add event for trigger box 4, collision, add on actor begin overlap. Now, if you don't have the music trigger box selected, you can still find it, but it's a little more difficult. Yeah, it's a bit more difficult to do it without it selected.
Drag a wire out of the other actor pin of the overlap node. Connect that to a cast to my character node. This will ensure that this logic only occurs if it is the character that overlaps with the trigger and not another actor such as one of the enemies. Now, connect the cast node to a do once node. Connect the do once node to a play sound 2D node.
Clicked on mobile is if I do stuff
There
in the
it is,
background
there it
and
is.
the memory gets
Set the
fed.
sound pin to the starter music cue,
Okay,
which
stop.
is one of the enemies. Now, connect the cast node to a do once node. Connect the do once node to a play sound 2D node.
Play sound 2D. Okay.
Set the sound pin to the starter music cue. Okay, so this logic will play the background music if the character overlaps with the trigger, and it also ensures that it won't try to play another copy if the character overlaps a second time. Now, let's add a comment that says play music. And now, let's add the fire sound to our enemy sphere.
Oh, I see. This is all just play music. Okay, sure. Music.
Spheres. So open the enemy sphere blueprint and go to the viewport tab. Click the
And we called it the BP enemy sphere. Okay, good. Here we are. The viewport.
add button and add an audio component.
Ah, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. We're adding sound to the enemies. Add an audio component.
Name it fire sound. Change its sound property to
Crimazon for
the
1993 said. Slots 1000.
Okay, fire sound.
fire 1 cue. Compile.
Sound, fire 1 Q, okay. Fire 1 Q, fine. Compile,
Save and close the blueprint.
I-
Alright, so congratulations. The demo game is now complete. And in the final tutorial video, I will show you how to package and export your game so that it can be played outside of the editor.
Elder Colvey House said, to staff.
Okay, so we're not going to do that yet. We are. I already know how to package the game. See, this is the final tutorial. It's packaging the game, but I already know how to do that, and we are not done. Even though the tutorial is done, we now need to build the levels out. So first of all, let's test. Let's test all these sounds that we just added. Okay, and for this now I'm gonna pause this so we can hear everything, right? Okay, that's working. Whoops, I died. Well, actually, I didn't. There it is. Okay, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in my... Who designs the levels like this? Well, me, apparently. Yep, I'm stuck. Well, those were all the sound effects that we added. But I don't like how this doesn't attenuate enough. See, so we can change that. We can change it You know, see these 3 fire cues, it's actually all 3 of them. Can we change the attenuation? Yes, there. Okay, so we're going to override attenuation on all 3, and the fallout distance is going to be a lot greater. Let's do 600. Yeah, more like that. And then the fallout distance will be like 4,800. Now let's try it. Let's try it. No, no, it's too much. That's too much. 600 by 3,800.
Dunbrain47 said,
Let's try it.
toasty.
Crimmers Oliver 1993 said, Diablo is pleased with those sounds.
Nope.
Fresh
Nope.
meat.
Maybe I should have left it alone. Oh, we can't undo it anymore. Okay, 500 and then 3,500. Let's just see how that works. I don't think doesn't seem right. Oh. There. See, that's more natural. There we go.
Elder Colby House said, there we go.
But now, because I personally added more fire to this area, just to scare people, it's the only it's just a scare. This doesn't hurt. This isn't like pain causing fire. This is just a confuse and annoy. Let's do the same thing over here. So all 3 of the fire cues we're going to duplicate and move and and then move over here. Huh, but these seem to have a different attenuation. So inner radius 500, 1500, and then 1, 2, and 3. No, they're exactly the same. Okay. And then we already discovered that the starter music plays. Yeah, see. Whoa. Okay, good. But I don't want it to be playing at full volume, so what do we do about that? Well, here's the starter music. We can just look through here until we see the volume multiplier 0.7. And now, there.
I don't want it to blow eardrums.
It still seems like really loud.
Dunbrain47 said, what? Trollol.
This isn't changing it. What is wrong? Why can't things just work the way that they show they work on here? 0.001. I mean, the value multiplier is not working. Oh, it is.
Crimmers Oliver 1993
No, it
said,
isn't.
pitch.
See, so that's worthless. This is completely worthless. We'll just have to figure out how to do it. You know, don't put stuff here if it just doesn't work. Whoops. There. See, that's not working at all. I think it's because of the background cue. It doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter what you put here because it's a cue or something.
Fake controls that don't work.
Yeah, the engine is loaded with fake controls. You just have to learn which ones don't work. So now what we have to do, I know what we have to do here. Started content audio, we have to go into here, into the queue itself. The value multiplier is only .34. See, we change it there, and that changes everything. Now we should hear it. And we should hear it softer. Okay, man. I've got it down to 0.1. Here it is at 0.02. I don't get it. Starter, background cue. Isn't that what we used? Yes, starter, background cue. Pitch multiplier, multiple instances. Attenuation allows spatialization. Override attenuation. We didn't do any of that. Okay, fuck it, I give up. Why can't this engine just do exactly what it says it does? It's got, yeah, this is wrong. And I don't see any modulator. Oh, there it is. Pitch min, pitch max, volume min, volume max. And then the mixer goes through there. Input volume, 925. Start.
Elder Colvey House said, whoops, wrong blueprint.
This was the wrong blueprint all along. I thought I double-clicked that and opened it up. Starter, background, cue. Yeah, I see what I did wrong.
47 said, okay.
Starter music, 01. Why is there no... Oh, that's not the cue. Starter music, cue. It starts at 35. Let's turn it down to 1 and just make sure it works.
There.
Okay, it works. Good. All right, so now, now that we have everything working, and I've got this working correctly now, we go up to the door and try to open it. It should not open. Good, it doesn't open. Yeah. Ooh. Do you like the fog? It's very, yeah, okay.
Now let's build out the layer.
Yeah, we still had plenty of time in the stream. We have like an hour and a half to build out the level, so let's do it. Now, while I use the restroom, let's get another Kerflapadoodle up and running. I want to show you the test project. I mean the copy of this project that we were doing earlier. This is not under version control because this is just a test. Yep, good idea.
Yep, good idea.
Okay, now take a look at this. However, this is not. Oh, it's still preparing the shaders for some. This is not how I left this. See, it makes me wonder what the hell is going on with. This is not how I left it. So here's what we did in the last episode. We had this idea of making a spiral staircase to get up to the second level. I added that ball
Dunbrain 47 said, bomb.
Now, here's what we did. So this was Dunbrine's idea. Hang on.
BRB, piss.
Mr. Milchmann thought it was wise to use 100 points on Catapult everyone.
Crimmers Oliver 1993 said, hope it didn't glow in the dark.
Okay. Alright, so here's what
Record that and use it in the game.
we did
Trollball.
by Dunbrine's suggestion. But don't ask me why the glass didn't take. I don't know why. So let's go into the actual glass that it's using, which is this right here. So this is the glass. Okay, this is what we did. He said, why not add like a base color? So I did. I added, we started with like a emerald green. Okay, like that. And then I added a lot of opacity. I think I did 0.8 or something.
Can we say blooper reel?
Oh, yeah. Did you hear it?
Elder Colvey House said, "Oh God, did I show my schlong?"
I hope I didn't. We'll have to delete this if I did. Okay, and then I found a texture. We were just looking through and we found this one. See, it was this texture sample. And you can lerp this together with another color. I actually like that idea. So let's lerp it together with this. So now we're going to lerp. And then plug this in here, plug this in here. Oh, you can't. This needs to be a different variable. There, promote to parameter. This needs to be a. Oh, you bastard. This needs to be a what? What's this called? Vector parameter. Param would be color glass 2. See, like that. And then the default value would be like a lighter green or something. And now let's try this. Okay, so we lerp these together, and the alpha channel for the lerp is this whole thing.
I saw nothing.
There, see what it's done now? It's turned it into more of a texture with lighter and darker green in it. But darker like that. Okay, that looks okay. And then the roughness will plug this directly in here. See what we get. See, now it's a little more rough, and we'll also plug this into the normal map, and now we get this.
Schlange, Schlange, Schlange.
Elder Colvey House said, please tell me if I showed sausage. We have to delete and restart stream.
Hopefully it was just the sound. Okay, so there it is, the M glass. Okay, so we got, whoops, yeah, so we got that. Now if we go back in here.
Crimmers Oliver 1993 said, not shown.
Nope, LOL.
Oh, good. It's not doing what I wanted it to do, though. Oh, trim. But this is, it's the whole thing. Trim, static mesh actor, glass, glass. Why isn't it doing? Oh, we haven't applied it yet. And then we have to save, and then it reshades it.
Oops, need to reshade.
I announced a stripper in this.
There! See what we're trying to do here? That looks really cool. And then, now, it seems a little too rough. It's because the UVs are all wrong. So now if we go into modeling, we'll take a look at just how, yeah, we can see the layout is wrong. And the UV editor, this is wrong. Now we don't want to edit, but I'm just transforming the islands. And we can see just what it looks like. The current. Well, it's not showing us. Okay, let's project. There, see, that's the problem. I don't know too much about UVs yet, so I need to take a whole course just on UVs. For, there, like that. For 8. We accept. Ah, yeah, now that looks better, doesn't it? Looks a little better, but I want to get it to where the textures are really small. So it's got the, I love how you can see the stairs barely through there. It's kind of neat. So that's one thing I wanted to do. Now, here's something else I found. I actually opened up a, I actually downloaded some pre-content.
Dungreen47 said, at Mr. Milkman, nice bait.
You announced a stripper in Discord. Oh.
I might have to do go-go dancing on the street back home. Baha.
Okay, so this is kind of the roof that I wanted. Remember how I made a dome? And all I did was just create a sphere volume. Here's how I did the domes. So I did with the place actor. Yeah, with the place actors. So I did the geometry brushes, remember? So I started with the sphere. Don't crash. Yeah, there's no reason to crash. I'm just adding a sphere. Okay, and then I added a box and made, you can do it. There you go. It wants to crash. I can feel it ready to crash. See, it's like messing everything else up. Oh, I see, because it's checking to see if it has to enter. All of these are brushes. See, he never had us stamp them into an actual mesh, but we are going to do that. And then look what else we did. We also turning the walls into castle walls.
Shall we make the walls castle walls too?
Like this. See, with the archer divots. Okay, so then what I did is after I got this in just the right position, which is up a little bit more. Essentially,
Dunbrain47 said, yeah.
Essentially something like that.
Looks nice.
See, and then I make this subtractive. Whoops. Okay, so now I make this box brush 19 subtractive. There, that's how I made the dome. Oh, funny, look how it missed a piece. Boop. And now it should get it. Yeah, see, now it got all of it. Nope, missed a piece. Well, all we have to do is just do this. There. And then shoot, there. And now what you have to do to turn this into an actual mesh, you have to go in and stamp BSP convert. So you convert a BSP, I don't know what that means, BSP to a static mesh asset. And we don't want to explicitly subtract, we want to subtract anything. And then remove converted subtractive brushes. No. There, now it's an actual mesh. And now we can use our little dome anywhere we like. And it's a real mesh now. See, watch. Boop. But because it's a mesh, you can't just add and subtract stuff now. I was just experimenting with like shattering emeralds. Plump. Do you like the little emerald pieces? I was trying to figure out what to do with destruction in this level, but there's really no way to destroy things. So maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. I just don't know yet. Okay, so does that look good? We're going to add this to the level, and what I'd like to do is
Herr Milton Shield Said, looking kind of Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem.
Elder Colvey House said, how many platforms and how many orbs?
I'd like to do, personally, I would like to do like 30 orbs spread across like 4 platforms. You know, like this is one platform, and then the second platform.
Said, at Mr. Milkman, I can see that.
Okay, but I like this dome better because if you look carefully, you will see that there's bumps. There's bumps on the dome. And that is all accomplished by the material. Because if you look at the actual mesh, now how would we actually look at the mesh? Nope, not that. Poly extrude, path extrude, poly edit.
Okay, 30 orbs over 4 platforms sounds good.
See, I don't know my tools yet. That's not it. Try select mesh triangles. Well, you can get an idea, and then through this selection brush, see, you can select meshes, but it's just a dome. It's just really a dodecahedron or a polyhedron, see? So there's no bumps on it. The bumpiness is all accomplished by materials, which is really cool. Okay, now this is where I found this. So we go into oh, we were in the right place.
Elder Colvey House said, whoops, we were in the right place. Stand by.
Okay.
Okay, so I found this free content. It's called Stylized Egypt. That's it, my project. Actually, we weren't in the right place because Stylized Egypt needs... I downloaded this whole content pack. Let me show you where I downloaded it. Oh, that was the wrong launcher. And I'm just launching everything wrong. Okay. There we go. Marketplace. I can't wait to try out some of this free stuff. Hang on. This marketplace is awful. Look how long it takes to load. Hello?
Crimmers Oliver 1993 said, cue dial-up sound.
Fucking thing sucks.
God, why does Epic have to be so screwed up? I mean, they've got one of the best engines in the world, and they can't even load their marketplace. I mean, what the hell? Store, and look, it just spins and spins. It has no idea what... Okay, bucket. You're not going to cooperate? We'll just screw it. Okay, so look at all this stuff. Okay, so we go into a map, Stylized Egypt demo. It's amazing. Okay, let's...
Might want to rename it, guys, if it's that slow.
Okay, let's check it out. Alright, so...
Okay, look around and tell me what we should add to our map.
Somebody said foliage, but it doesn't seem like palm trees are the right... You know, we might use this. We could use this bush here. And there's some grass. We could use the grass. Actually, Mr. Milkman, we could use this grass. Okay, let's go up here and see. Do you see what I did? I added my flashlight because some of these areas were too dark. So I added a flashlight to the character. And to do that, it was pretty simple. I just did this to go into the player character. Yeah, there it is. And here's the rigging. See, here's the rigging. I know it looks weird, but this is what a first-person rigging looks like. It's just two arms attached to a camera, and then I added a flashlight so we can actually see stuff. Yeah. Actually, I don't want to change anything, so yeah. Okay, now let's look. Yeah, grass and bushes. There's some crates, but they look too... I don't think we need crates in the level. One thing, I don't want to... What, is this a fake? I can't get through here. It's fake. I don't really want to add these arches. That would make it obviously Middle Eastern. I like the gazebo. Now you see how the rooftops have that brass dome? I think I do want to add the brass domes. Can we open the door? Kind of can't open the door. Okay, here's a kind of like an archway. I like that. And now what's over here? Bricks, but they're low poly. Do you see how these are low poly bricks? I don't think I want anything low poly. Well, I mean the whole level is kind of low poly, but what's in here? Ooh, spooky. We're inside a pyramid, and what's in here? I like the sand. Okay, now what else? What other? There's something else to this level too. Oh, there's a second part, which is down here, which I can't seem to. Yeah, there we go. Go out. Yeah, look at this. Look at this little bridge. I would like this bridge. And you have to go under the bridge, but then you can go up and over it. There's some broken pottery too. Don't really need that, but see, like this bridge. Oh, I see. It's just like static mesh stairs. See? Okay, well, let's start with if everyone thinks we should add these cute little domes to the houses, then let's do that.
Elder Colvey House said, okay to add domes?
Crimmers Oliver 1993 said, maybe a shop kiosk would work?
A shop kiosk? Well, where's a shop, but where?
At Culvey House, sure.
Where's a shop kiosk? I don't see a shop kiosk anywhere on this level. No, we're just like trying to figure out which ones to grab out of this level. The gazebo is too much. Oh wow. Look at all this stuff.
Atros said, domes look good.
Okay, yeah, so we'll do that. I just realized something though. Before we do that, we have to save everything we just did in our tiny game, because now if we get bash here, we'll see that quite a bit has changed.
I got it.
Oh, just the BP enemy sphere and the fire maze main has changed. How can that be? Oh, because the other stuff that we changed is in the starter content folder, which is not under version control. That's why. Okay. And then, yeah, I have to think about that for a second. We're going to have to pull the ones that we've changed out of the starter content and into an audio folder, into our own. Okay, so where was that? Yeah, let's take this small one. Do we want the small one or the big one? Here's small, and here's big. The small one, okay. So now we're going to migrate this, but we have to find out, oh wow, there's like 4 elements to it. And the reason is because it has a bottom. It looks like a pie from there. No, you can't change, can't do it that way. So you have to make sure you're getting the whole static mesh. And here's the static mesh, so now we browse into it. There's the static mesh roof dome. And let's make sure it's everything we want. Yep, that's everything. Okay, so now we migrate. There's migrate. Migrate into our, sure. Okay, wow, it has to migrate all of that. Because see, this is all the stuff that it includes, like base textures, concrete paint, normal maps, and then the base color normal. This is all that goes into doing just one little static mesh. And most people don't even look at the game, you know, like they'll see it for just a second.
Elder Colvey House said, so much work goes into visuals.
That's the
people don't
sucky
really
thing
notice
about,
unless you don't work on visuals.
It's a sucky thing about the environment and meshes and building models and everything.
47
People
said,
don't really pay much attention to it. They just look at the overall picture and say, ooh, this game's pretty. It's pretty. Wow, I'm going through these pretty levels. This is so nice. But they don't really pay much attention to individual assets that take so long and so much work to produce. But if you don't do it, that's when you notice. It's like, wait a minute, this game is low poly and it's devoid of detail. I want detail. So it's almost like on or off. Isn't that unfortunate? Okay, so content. Now we're going to import this into TinyGame4's content folder. Okay. And now if we open up our bash, we'll see that we just added a bunch of stuff. Yeah, see there, stylized Egypt. We just added that. Okay, so there's some of it, but now what do we want to do? Let's add the bushes. Bush 1, bush 2. Wait, the static mesh bush 1 and static mesh bush 2, yeah. And then the grass. I said the grass. Instanced foliage actor. Oh, really? Instanced foliage actor. Instanced foliage actor. Now, where would I find this grass? Oh. Let's get some music going.
Elder Colvey House said, this is slightly beyond my current skill level.
I'd have to think about this for a second. Instance foliage actor. So how would I get this into another? See, I can't even tell what it's actually using in the root component. I don't know. See, if I do grass, see, there's the grass. That's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want. Now let's take a look. Let's find level of detail, nanite is not on copy file, yeah, reference viewer. Let's find everything that it references. Plants to instance.
Dunbrain47 said, Still here, just watching you figure how to transfer this to FileMaze.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we would do this. If anyone knows anything about Unreal Engine 5,
there was a lot of it there.
Yeah, but
Oh,
we
wait a
actually
minute.
use the foliage painter in number 1. Aha.
maybe that's it. Maybe we have to use the foliage painter to make this happen. I don't know what's going on here. Let's browse to asset. Okay, plants materials. So plants to instance. And then vines too. And we can add vines too. See, and I don't know how to paint vines on walls. I don't see any vines here though. I see the grass that I screwed up, but oh, look at this. Look. I changed the height of all of them all at once. Because he used foliage mode. Ah, see, there it is. That's how he did it. Okay, so paint. So we have to import grass. Did I import these yet? Let's import these two. Browse to asset. Okay, SMBush 1 and SMBush 2, we are going to migrate. No, don't save it. All these is what we need for the two plants. And we're going to also migrate it into my folder. You see how I'm just cherry picking? You have to cherry pick instead of just pulling everything in. Okay, now.
Herr Milkenschild Said, those wines could look good on Fortwahl.
There was one that was M. Grass. The wines? Yeah, oh yeah, the vines on the walls, yeah.
Elder Colvey House said, yeah, but I need to know how to paint walls.
Yeah, I haven't learned how to paint horizontally yet. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to tell it. Hang on. Let's get the grass into my... Okay, the reason it did that is because it was using some of the other components. The grass uses some other stuff. Okay, so we have our dome, we have the grass, we have the Kaflapadoodle. Okay, let's get out of here and back into my level. Okay, now we're going to open it up again. Tiny Game 4, yeah, new project.
We'll add the domes then and the spiral staircase too.
We need to fix this. This doesn't look good. It's supposed to be lava, but we'll fix that at some point. Okay, and we don't have to replace all of the roofs. We can just replace one roof or something. Okay, now we should see Stylized Egypt. And let's find our meshes. Ta-da! There it is. Bonk. It's pretty big. Okay. So, shoop. Or something. Yeah, let's say this one has a grass dome, but then this one has a brass dome.
Dunbreen47 said, okay.
Oh, this is part of a blueprint. I don't think I can delete. Yeah, see, so I turned, no, okay. I see what I did wrong. So this is a blueprint, and I haven't turned all the others into the same blueprint yet. So if I wanted to change this, I don't think I can just delete one thing. No, I can't. Because it's a blueprint. I'd have to instantiate it. Ah, shit, how would I do that? Well, let's figure it out. I want all these houses to roughly have the same blueprint, so yes, 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 yes. There, now all that's left is that little dome. I mean the little orb. But see, this is a blueprint. Here we go. Kind of like there. I'm going to rotate it just a little bit to make it so they're not exactly the same. I kind of like that idea. Okay, now where is my orb? There. I'm just going to move the orb so it's on the table again. Whoops. Shoop. And then maybe shoop. There, now it's sitting on the table. Now if we walk up to it, we should be able to just pick it up. There we go. Boy, that fire is pretty loud. Is there some kind of box that I'm not aware of over here? Oh, it's the enemy. No, the enemy sphere, maybe. The enemy spheres aren't making noise like they're supposed to. Yeah, we'll have to fix that.
Dunbrine47 dumped 100 points into catapult everyone.
Elder Colve House said, the spheres aren't making right noise.
I wonder if I somehow screwed that up. See, if we go over here, see, it's like where it's only wherever it started, which is not correct. We might have missed something in the tutorial, but I'll fix it. I'll fix it offline. We'll just have to do it live. Or not live, but offline. Okay, so here, let's first of all remove all of this poop chart, and then we're going to duplicate the entire blueprint and then flip it around, and then just kind of schlep it into place. But I want to schlep it so that you have to kind of, whoops, not like that. That's too much. There. Shoop.
Krimazoliver 1993 said, fuck it. We'll do it offline. No.
Yeah, we'll do it offline. Fuck it. Oh, that's really high. what is wrong with the orbs now, all of a sudden? It's like the orbs aren't causing damage. Oh, that one caused damage. This was too high. Why did he have me do this so high? There. Boom! There, now it's hitting me. And I also want it kind of right in the middle so you can't get through it without being hurt. Now, see, you can still get through it. Oh well, okay. Something's wrong with the sound, so we'll fix that later. Okay, the last one, I'm not sure I want to... Yeah, we do. I want to yes to all. Poof. And then we'll... This gets the same treatment as this does. There. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Alright, so now we have 4 blueprints. Now let's figure out how to create a child instance of this. To do this, we browse to asset. There's a VP house. We're going to create a child blueprint class. No one's really showed me how to do this yet, but VP house, VP house brass dome child. Yeah. So it is now a child of the main blueprint. But we can now freely change static mesh actor 20, which is, well, I can't tell which one I'm looking at because it's not lighting it up. That one. That one. You.
Elder Colvey House said, fucking pig.
Yeah, a lot of crashes. I forgot to save too.
Dunbrain47 said,
I don't know how much work we lost.
I should know better.
I know.
Should have known better than to... Yep, we lost some work. Yep, we lost it. But the autosave didn't seem to fire anytime recently, did it?
Krimazolva 1993.
Well, let's just do it. I mean, we know exactly what
Bus
we wanted to do now, so... Here. So this is a blueprint. Okay, we're going to schlep it over here, because this is the same orientation. So we get the nice little lamps to guide your way, and then we do this over here. Rotate it about 90 degrees. See, is that good? Let's just see if that looks good. Yeah, that looks about right. I can't move forward, but there we go. Yeah. And then I want them to be off-center, see? I don't want them to look exactly the same. Then this, we said this needs to go down. And then let's put this way up close, so you have to squeeze through there. It's a choke point. See, well, you can still get through though. Oh well. Okay, and then now save. Yeah, we have to start saving all of this. Already dying. Okay, so we got our 4 again now. What? Wait, is this the one that goes back and forth? Okay, let's shove it closer. And where's that? No, no, no. This goes back and forth. This way. Yeah. Yeah, this goes back and forth that way. Okay. This is the one that goes back and forth, so we have to be, like, we want to push this way up close.
Downbrain47 said, all the Control S.
Oh. See, we're making it too easy to get through that. We'll just have to figure it out later. See, it's not hurting us. Be practically right on it. I think we'll make the pane we'll make the pane sphere greater without making the sphere itself greater. See, we do that like this, you know, that is a blueprint, so there is like a pane causing volume somewhere. We just have to figure that out. Okay, so what were we going to do? Yeah, so let's create an instance, a child instance of the house. BP house. It's funny how it didn't save the child blueprint class that we created. BP house, brass top child. There. So this is a save current level. Yeah, save all. There we go. Brass top child. This is a child of this. Okay, so now we go in here. I really wish it would highlight whatever you're looking at in here, because this editor is different than the one that's... Okay. Why can I not change which static mesh actor? You can't change the static mesh on this. Child actor component. Always destroyed when unregistered, but why can't I change the static mesh actor? Like in the actual, this doesn't make sense. Static mesh. Well, anyway, we want that dome. What was it called? It was, I don't remember what it was called. It was in our stylized Egypt meshes building roof dome. It's just called dome. There. Come on. And then there's also another problem. It's not letting me select that type of view, like the special view. God, what is it about this? Okay, add, show all pins window, load layout. No, not layout. I want to see another viewport there, viewport. Viewport. Anyway, mesh actor 20. I can't get rid of it. It won't let me get rid of it. Can I hide it? Editable when inherited. Visible. No. Hidden in game. Yes. There we go. Oh. I've actually got it selected. Okay. Fine. Well, what I wanted to do is look at all 4 view angles, but it's not letting me do it. See, it only lets me select one at a time up here, which is really odd. Yeah, it's really weird. Okay, does that look good? That static mesh actor that's hidden, it's really bugging me. I'm just gonna... It's silly, you can't delete it.
Dumbrine47 thought it was wise to use 100 points on everybody dance.
Oh yeah? Okay, so there's our house brass top. I didn't want... Oh, wait a minute. If we look in here now... Oh shit. Oh shit. Part of it is now poking through the roof. Do we care? No, I don't care. That looks good. Okay, so compile. See, that's the child. Now we won't see this in the level yet because we haven't switched it out. Okay, but now let's say this BP house. Now I can convert this to the child. Replace selected actors with, no. Replace blueprint with. Edit BP house, copy selected actors, place actor, replace selected actors with. House. Nope, it's not letting me do it. Pilot BP house. Attach to. Attach to. Transform. Visibility. Move to. No. Level. I guess we can't do that, so we have to go into our framework and find the house, the child of the house, and then plop it in here. Plop. Oh, why do you have to do that? And so we'll copy and then paste. Yep, and it pasted it right over it. Good. BP house, and now we can remove this house. There we go. There we go. We've got one house that has a different top. The music isn't working. Oh, there it is. But it seems like it's back up to full volume again. Is that because it didn't keep our settings or changes? Yes, I think that's why. Okay, so oh, we're in the wrong place. Audio. That's starter music, right? Starter music cue. Yep, it didn't. It didn't. Totally didn't. And now it should be a little softer. There. Whoosh. Okay, we got it. Now, so we did that. So, what do you think, guys? Dunbrine, should we make it, or Mr. Milkman, anyone, should we make the second platform really high or not so high? Because, you know, you do have to climb stairs to get there.
Dunbrain47 said, still here.
Okay.
3D_art
Okay, man.
said, I'ma go to sleep.
Nighty night.
We have a good night, boys. Elder Colvey House said, okay, man, nighty night.
Night at 3D_art.
Let's see what we should do with this. So here's one idea. You know, we still also have to turn these into castle walls. So let's actually just this is still a brush. This has not been stamped. So we can there's a couple ways we can do it actually. So I was thinking, you know, if we just do boxes, that's enough, but we could try to be a little more creative. We could say
maybe about half the height of that staircase we were fooling around with the other day.
yeah, half the height. Okay, or at least the first one would be half the height. Okay, let's experiment with cutting pieces out of the wall and see what we get. We did this, but something more like this. Yeah, now if we did that, what would it look like? Something like this. Whoops. There. Something like that.
Crimmers Oliver 1993 said, we'll be headed to bed shortly. We'll leave stream running, hope all goes well with Z programming.
Okay, what kind of divots do we want? Do we want diagonal like this, or should we go with squares?
Night climb.
What do you think? Well, great, now I can't click on them because I lost... Oh, cone brush, there they are. Or should we do cubes? You know, just like regular ones like we're used to seeing. We could do that, we could do cylinders. That doesn't seem, that wouldn't work very well, no. Unless, of course, we did something like this. And then the cylinders, how many outer radius scales? Oh, sides, there. 20. See, then all of a sudden it's more like that, but then, you know, that would, that's extra polygons. I don't know if that's a great idea. Could do that.
Elder
I mean,
Colvey
not
House
squares,
said,
but
the
cubes,
squares?
maybe? Maybe we should just do cubes. Feel it ready to crash, too. Though, you know, that really does look good, though. If we did something more like that. Oh god, I lost it again. Damn it. What are they called? Cone. Here, cone brush. Here. Like that. Yeah, that looks kind of nice. And then outer radius. Can essentially give it any shape we want, and we could do it like that. Oh, there is an issue though. See, like we need to...
Dunbrain47 said, that looks good.
Subtractive. Yeah, but the weird thing is, okay, let's see. We'd have to get it lined up exactly right. 13,650. There, 13,650. See, but it's like the cone is going, it's digging down into there. I mean, you'll never see it. Well, actually you will, because you'll be up here on the second platform and you might actually start to see it. We could reduce the number of sides down to 4. That seems to alleviate some of it. Okay, we have to pick something pretty quickly here. Let's do that. Das gut. Oh, I see what we can do there. So there wouldn't be as much of an obvious divot. Outer radius. Yeah, I just want to try to get rid of those huge gouges, but I can't do that because there's no way to like cap the cone. See, there's no... Yeah, there's no... Alright. Just like that. Okay. So now we'll duplicate this many times. Okay. So cone brush, the
Dunbrain47 said, I was about to ask about cone capping.
yeah, and you know, there's a couple ways we could do that. We could
Elder Colvey House said, we need a second cube to re-add the subtraction.
and that would get a little messy, but okay, this one is now 1070, and then number 2
Noted.
is 670. So it's 400 each. Good. Okay, so we do this. 670 minus 400. Now watch this. 670 minus 400. Here we go. Now we take these 3 and duplicate them. But we don't know where yet. Which kind of sucks. Oh, you don't have to do that. Whoops. Snip. I think that's correct.
Thank you for the follow, MDATAB.
Oh, hey, somebody followed. Who's this? Thank you, who's this? MD8 MDATAB. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. I know this is, well, we're doing level building, so it's kind of fun. If not rather boring to some people who would rather be playing games instead of building them, but I really like building games. We do this. Okay, now the grid is not going to, this is not going to line up correctly to the grid. Or maybe just accidentally it did. Maybe. No, it did. Okay, it just happens to be the dimensions we used. Here. See, select that. Oh, what was that? Yeah, fun when the engine isn't crashing its brains off. Is that correct? Yeah. There, and now we'll shloop. And then we'll keep schlepping. We have to schlep it all the way over to, oh shit. There. And then we'll schlep it way over here. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so like that. I really like that. Oh shit. Okay. We were wrong. These are all off. But not to worry. See, look what happened here. It didn't subtract everything. So if we just go back to
or
like
just
brush.
here for the journey where the math is strange and you got to figure it out.
Cone brush 14. And then cone brush 16. 7 all the way to the bottom. Okay, there. Now, what was the problem here? It's off. It is off. Boy, you have to get that spot on. So here's how we would do that then. We just get one of this, the last brush, and find out which axis. Okay, it's the x-axis. That needs to be exactly negative 1350. And if it is, then that should be exactly up. Yep, there it is. 1350. All the way to 24. Now all of these are 1350. Boom. What? Oh, negative 1350.
Orange said, hello.
Oh, hey, Orange. I hope you're doing great. Orange is here. Hey. Oh no, I turned snapping off. Okay, now I have to turn snapping back on to make it easier on us. But you know when we accidentally, whoops. Oh, this sucks. Okay, we're almost there. Now we just need, you know what, remember, we can always move this. There we go. This is just our pivot point, so we can actually that's it. It was right there. Perfect. And we're almost to the end. Let's just duplicate this one more time. And then without unselecting it, we need to do this. See what I'm doing? Whoops. Okay, so then 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should be the end. Good. Oh shit. Well, we can't div at the end like that. We need, okay, so what we do now is take the largest of the brushes, like back here, 5150, yeah, and we'll delete those. Oh, there. Wait a minute. What happened here? How dare you? Okay, so now this is cool. Now watch this. We have to go all the way to 7. Now remember, see, that's our whole row of subtractive pyramids. And we're going to duplicate these.
Dunbrain47 said, is there a trapezoid brush?
Trapezoidal brush? You can turn the sphere into trapezoid.
Elder Colvey House said,
Well, actually,
you can
I
turn
don't
the sphere
know.
into trapezoid.
I know what shape you're thinking of, and I don't think you can do it with just the brushes. Okay, see, so now we don't know exactly where to put these, but actually, well, yes, we do, because it's 1350. Don't crash. Okay, it's ready to crash. And that is correct. Well, look at that. You just have to remember which ones. Yeah, I like that. That looks really good. See, now the walls are the outer walls are now castle walls, which I think is good enough for now. Oh no, look what happened. How does this happen? This can't be happening. Oh, let's not worry about it. Let's say no one's. Let's say the. I almost got it
the
right.
builders got drunk one night.
They got drunk one night, and then they got drunk again the second night and made the same mistake. There we go. I think that will. There's our story. We also have an issue where because it subtracts it, it exposes this as just a surface without a texture. We'll have to figure that out later. Okay, now, secondly, now that we've added one dome, which I think is cool, can actually replace this. Yeah, so now we'll duplicate this. Copy the location and rotation. So we have to copy the location of this and then paste the location into this. And now we have to copy the rotation and paste the rotation. There it is. We've got the wrong thing selected now. We have to select. There it is. Now we just remove this. We've got child houses with different domes. I like that. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, so what's next? So let's add the shrubbery. So if we just go into what we imported, we might be able to get away with just plopping shrubbery. Oh yeah, good. It works. I love that. Shrubbery. Can just go total apeshit with our shrubbery. Do we need to put these in planters? I hope not. Okay, so one shrubbery and then two shrubberies. Let's see what they both look like. Oh. So if we just now look around, yeah, that definitely adds a little pizzazz to the level. Okay, so let's just move these around a bit. like maybe here and Ubadale. I also need to check and see if this is nanite enabled. How would I go about doing that? Nanite. Oh, disallow nanite. What do you mean disallow? So I guess by default, it is not, enable nanite support is not enabled. So why would that say disallow nanite? See, why do they have to make it so difficult? And I also want it to not, yeah, we can clip right through it. Good. Okay. Right? I'm starting to think that maybe we should, though. Maybe we should do nanite. Why does it say disallow nanite? I just don't get it. Nanite. And this is not part of a, it's not part of a, no, it's not part of a blueprint or anything. It's in the meshes themselves. So we have to enable nanite support. You know, this is almost out of my league. Like, why would I want to re-import the base mesh? Okay, and then nanite support. Good. Would you like to apply level of detail changes to the static mesh? Oh no, look what I've done. Oh, it's redoing it. Nanite. So if we go way far away. Yeah. Okay, so let's turn on the nanite viewer now. Nanite visualization. Triangles. Okay, there's the triangles. As we get closer, yeah, see, now the triangles change.
Dunbar
So
47 said, Calvi's burning sharp bushes when?
Oh, we could do burning bushes. Yeah, we could have like one or two of those like burning bushes. Okay, how do I get this off? Oh God, they're lit. Okay, well, we enabled nanite, but as it turns out, they had so few polygons that it didn't really matter. But I don't know how to view yet. I'm not very good at, like, you know, all these details about like how many polygons each object is. That would be nice, right? I mean, we will learn all that stuff, but it'll just take a while. Oh, stop being abstinent. There we go. Good. Yeah, so what I'll do now, I'll pepper the whole area with those. Now, what I don't understand is the foliage. Okay, here's foliage painter. So we need to drop foliage here. So here's the foliage. So if I just start painting, yes, foliage painter. What's this? Hide the details of the selected foliage. Brush size 100. Paint density is 95. I don't know how to erase. Filters, landscape, ESP, static meshes. Yeah. Oh, you can paint right on the walls. Okay, let's try it. Uh-huh. There's some more here. It's kind of funny. It's practically in the fire, but that's all right. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, let's give the tops of these a little foliage. Whoops. Yeah, foliage. Okay. Not this. How do I say not this? It seems to know. It seems to automatically know it can't use that. Now, why is that? Static meshes. This is static. Huh. But this is a static mesh. See, it worked on these. Why not on that one? Weird. Okay. Hopefully, there's not too many polygons in these. And then bushes. Let's get back to the bushes again. We'll plop a bush here. There. Foliage. Well, actually, we're still in foliage, so let's finish painting a bit, shall we? There. It's kind of cute. We won't go too nuts. Like we'll say that the foliage is mostly in the corners, right? Like that. What? Yeah. And just a little bit more foliage, like around here. Oh, but not. Whoops! Right in front of the door.
Dunbrain47 said, nice, thinking a sharp path down the center of the level.
Oh, we could, yeah. We could look for dirt. That's a good idea. Okay, I'm just gonna guess. Control. Nope. Alt. Nope. Shift. Oh god, I found it. It's Shift. Shift. Here. Yeah, if I don't like the placement, I can just redo it. There. Okay, and then a little bit more over here. Dankeschön.
Yep,
and
sharp, sand or something more mixed.
And here. And just a touch here. And do we need any? Let's see what else along these walls for sure. Oh, we might as well do this whole area too, right? Okay, like that. There. And, oh, this needs some help. Let's say this is kind of like more of a, like a courtyard, so there's a lot more grass. Especially on the edges. Yeah, whoops. And this will be very grassy because this is where the player starts, so it should look nice, right? Should look very, very, very nice. And you know, we can add more foliage later. You know, like we could import the foliage from the ant bot, you know, from Tiny Game 1, and then add that in addition to this. Okay, so what is this? How do I stamp this? I don't know how to actually stamp it. We're still in foliage mode. Okay, now we're out of foliage mode. So now if I select the foliage, there it is, instance foliage actor.
Elder Colvey House said, so that's what the instance foliage is.
See, if I change it to 200 or 1000, boom. See, it lifts the entire paint job that we just did right off the level. Okay, let's just see what it looks like if we start playing it. Ah, very soothing. Whoops. Oh, that's okay. Sometimes, we'll just say sometimes it, okay, let's turn the sun off. Where's the damn skylight? Sunlight. 35 to 0.5. Yeah, that's how I had it originally. So now it'll get dark much slower. No, it's not getting dark much slower, even though I told it to. Oh.
Dunbrain47 said, old ass wall where plants got into the cracks.
Where is my... Oh, rotation. No, scale. Location. Oh! Rotating movement. There it is, 0.5. Took me a second to remember how I did it. There we go. Yeah, where plants got into the cracks. But I wish I could do that with the vines. Like, I want to figure out how to paint vines horizontally. Ugh. Okay, hey, it's starting to look... My god, it's starting to look like we actually spent some time on the level. Okay, and then I will add more bushes. So I will add these bushes all over the level. But, I don't want to do that on camera because it seems a little boring.
Agreed.
Elder Colvey House said, okay, where to put the staircase?
Okay, where shall we put our staircase? This is a good time to commit, get status, add all that we just changed.
Leave it in the corner we had the other one.
Whoops, I forgot to check something. Okay, I have to check and see if any of the assets that we added are over 5 megabytes, because if they are over 5 megabytes, then we have to add it to get large file system. Nope. 3 of these are big. 4 of them are big. So I have to add these. Leave it in the corner where we have the other one. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Maybe.
Like this
like
could
we
be the
do
hub
that.
level. Then to reach the other platforms, there can be different
Okay,
staircases.
concrete paint.
Yep.
It's 5 megs, 5.5 megs is the base color, but now we have to go into this, the concrete slab. Oh, they're not big, they're just over 5 megs. Like this, the concrete slab normal, the normal map for this slab is just 6.91. And these are the materials. See, like TTT, these are all textures.
The big files were all just textures, not the meshes.
Okay. So now, okay, we need to knock out this wall. Actually, I think it's time that we stamp these walls. Are we happy with the current? Hang on. I just realized I forgot to do something. Get status there, all that. Do I need to add these? To the large file system before I commit? No, I don't. I don't need to add them before we commit. Okay, so we're going to get commit m added, what's it called? Stylized Egypt assets and started adding passing foliage. Yeah, that's a nice one. I'm a little worried about how big that made the yeah, that made it pretty big, didn't it? Oh boy, that made our
Elder Colvey House said, "This is generally a no-no. We don't version control big files like this. We version control changes, mostly in code."
Yeah, that was that took a long time. I bet a lot of these are just under 5 megs, like somewhere between 1 and 5 megs, especially those other textures like T-metal, like this one. Like if we look at this, for example. Yeah, see, that was 3.5 megs. That one is 3.5 megs right there. Okay. Just something else I'll have to think about. Oh, we had the other one open. It lost the glass again. It keeps losing my glass changes. This is the other one. I mean, let's not worry about this one anyway. But that's interesting how it loses the changes. I don't like that. Okay. Are we ready to stamp these? Okay, Don Brian, anyone else? Are you guys happy with the walls now?
Happy with outer walls? We'll stamp them permanently now.
Okay, time to stamp. So what? These are all just brushes at the moment, see? And we can freely change the subtraction anywhere we want, but it's because it's not a static mesh yet.
Walls are fine.
Okay, so let's start with this wall. So here we do. We go BSP convert, and now we have to make sure include volumes is on. Explicit subtractive brush selection, no. It's going to automatically subtract anything that it comes into contact with. Oh god, that mesh is awful. We can remesh this. We can remesh it later. Okay, accept it. Oh, we've got a real wall now. It's all amazing. And we might see that we have 3 different elements. It's because, what's this called? Brick cut stone. It's because some of the stuff was the original material, and then the place where we subtracted it, it's got these ugly checkerboards. But if we do brick cut stone, see, it's the UVs are not correct, but you know, it's, I mean, they're kind of like angled, but hey, I don't care. Okay, same thing with these now. Ready? BSP convert. BSP convert. Okay, make sure explicit subtractive brushes are off, and then it will automate. Oh my god. No. That is totally the wrong. Okay, it's obvious that this mesh is not, this is not the way to mesh. We'll have to remesh that. That is such a mesh.
Elder Colvey House said, what a mesh.
Didn't do that so much here.
Dungreen 47 said, mesh das poor.
Yeah. Huh, we're gonna have to remesh it. Okay, baking, unwrap. Well, let's figure it out. Remesh. Oh, remeshed it like that, I see. Okay, triangle count 5,000. How about 50? 100, 200, 300. Still got these ugly. $50, 0. Oh, see, that's, and now it does that again. That was the problem. So 50, 100. Yeah, we have to just do something like this to get that convergence point off, so it doesn't crash again. There it is, remesh. Hey, look at that, now it looks good. Oh my god. No. What have you done to my poor wall? Oh, it's, oh my god. Talk about drunk masonry. Drunk masons.
The drunk masons built this wall.
Well, maybe we just have to re-UV it now. Oh my god. Set uniform dimensions. I don't get this. Yeah, I really have to learn. You know what? It's a plane. That's why it's doing that. There we go. There we go. 1. Alright, I think we got it. Do we got this? Sort of. I like how it looks slightly different each time, but I need to learn a lot more about how to, about meshing later on. I mean, I'm not too good at this yet. There was something I needed to do yet. Oh yeah, remember this. So brick cut stone, and then world grid cut stone. There we go. And it added more cut stone to it. See, it wasn't noticeable here because this is a smaller wall, but here we really notice the mesh problems. Boy, that was wacky. Does this look the same on both sides? Because if it does, then all we do is just take this and copy it over onto this side. Let's see if it looks about the same. Yeah, it does. Huh. Oh. But we'd want to rotate it 90 degrees. In which 180 degrees. Oh my god, that's the wrong axis. 180. Oh my god, that's wrong a second time. $180. Huh? Okay, I guess we'll just do this then. 1350 without rotating it at all. Poop, there. Oh my god, I just did it again. Okay, there. So this one goes to 1350. There. Actually, I'm gonna get this whole wall out of here now. Here. So there's our fully stamped walls. I really wish I knew how to fix that, but oh well. We can redo that some other time. Oh, I know. Didn't I think I just need to re-project it now. Yes! That's what I need to do. I need to re-project it. Now, it looks just the same as before. Weird. So, what if I do 500 by 500 by 500? Will the bricks be bigger? Yes, the bricks are a lot bigger. Okay, how big do you want the bricks to be?
Elder Colvey House said, how big should the bricks be?
Seems like the bigger they are, the less notable these seams are. I could do it kind of like in the middle of where I had it before. What do you think? Like that, maybe. And then we just...
Dungreen 47 said, slightly smaller.
Oh. 220, 220. Like that, maybe. Like that. Okay, tell me if that's good. And then, meanwhile, I'll do the same thing over here. 220 by 220 by 220. And that will mostly correct it. It won't look perfect, but it gets us most of the way there. And we'll just have to learn more about meshing later on. Another interesting thing we'll have to find out is why it allowed me to paint on here, but not on here. Still don't know. I mean, specifically on the dome that we added. This is a child actor. I mean, it's just another static mesh that we added. That's all it was. I don't know. Okay, so there's some more. Oh shit. I've decided, let's just leave the end alone. Like this wall could just be like an unfarty sharded wall. Like there's nothing special about this wall. But then of course things get interesting as you walk through here. Oh wow. Yeah, this is looking good. Okay, so now we're going to add the staircase, and then we should probably... Oh my god. Let's add staircase plus emerald glass. Then we'd be done for tonight. Yeah, we're already like...
House said, let's add staircase plus emerald glass.
Doing something I like because we lost track of time. That's the best indicator that you must be doing something you like, huh? Whoa. He's got... Oh, yeah. It's still perfectly flush. Look how it's still exactly perfectly flush with the... Oh, God. Okay, next challenge. How in the butt plugs are we going to do this? Well, the first thing I need to do, this is still a brush. The floor is still a brush. So we can do whatever we want with the floor. Yeah, I'll just... I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is just as a reference. Oh, look, it copied the grass and everything. Oh, the instanced foliage duplicates itself.
I'm confused. It added
well, that's something else we
didn't
know. Something else we just discovered. Foliage. Yep, it's still all just one. How freaking weird. How weird is that? It just added a whole second set of grass to itself. Watch. See? It duplicated the whole thing. How do I tell it, don't do that? How do I say, could you please not do that? Ground 2 instance, brush component, brush component. Okay, the only way to not do that, I guess, is to take these coordinates, copy, and create a new box. So we're gonna add brushes. Yep, geometry, box. There. Now we're gonna copy the location, or paste the location. Okay, now we're going to take this, copy its. Oh, we have 3 grounds. Why do we have 3 grounds? So there's 1. Oh, I see. And then 2, and then 3, or something. Well, where's the 3rd ground then? Oh, there it is. It's below. Okay. Just wondering. Ground 2, its brush settings are bad parameters of brush builder. What? Oh, that's terrifying. It almost totally screwed up our... No.
Elder Colvey House said, boy, what a bugs.
Yeah, that was terrifying. We almost destroyed our level. But anyway. Okay, we'll just have to manually remember this then. Okay, so ground 2. Ground 2's brush settings are not correct. Boy, talk about screwing up a whole level. I don't know what this was set to before. But this is not right. That is not correct at all. See these settings? If I change this to 1, invalid cube dimensions. Oh boy, we messed it up. Yeah, we really did mess it up. I do not know what this was set to before. And all I did was just like select more than one thing. That's a nasty bug. Can we...
Elder Colvey House said, what did we do since my last commit at Dungrine 47?
I don't think we did anything.
Dunbrain47 said, 1 second.
Oh shit!
Sonic was streaming with you sprayed with 4 raid balls.
Attention, intruders detected.
Thank you, Sonic.
So Sonic0731.
Don't worry, you guys aren't intruders. You are raiders. We are making a game. It's called...
Sonic Streaminess said, incoming, tired hedgehog incoming.
Oh, are you tired? Yeah, we're making a game called Fire Maze, and I'm doing a really good job at screwing up the level. But before anything, everyone that was here, please follow good friend Sonicus. And then for the few of you who came in just now, well, I'm Colby House, and I do a variety stream, variety changes from day to day. Like tonight we're building a game, and then the next stream we'll probably play a game, like Witcher 3 or something. Who knows? But yeah, I'll show you our game in just a second. I'm just trying to figure out how I managed to screw everything up. Yeah, I think we actually, you know, Dunbrine, I think what we did is we had modified those walls, so I can't just restore, because then we'll lose all that work.
Start roll.
Now this was easily avoidable. I should not have done that. But I didn't know clicking on more than one field was going to just delete the values. How, you know, I wish they had a bunch of bug messages in here. It's like, beware, clicking on this button will destroy your project. Well, they should at least warn us. Okay, so we got everything. But oh, it's back. It's back. It was 2,800, 10,000, 10.
2,800, 10,000, 10.
You got it. Okay, so luckily it seemed not to completely destroy the platform. So now we're just going to go into geometry, plop a box here somewhere. And then name it. What did I name it? Platform 2 brush. It's still a brush, so I want to say it's platform 2 brush. Now this one is ground 2. And it was 0, 8,700, negative 5. 0, 8,700, negative 5. Yeah. So now there's our platform brush. Now if we click this one, that's also the center of that one. That's what we want. Okay, now we're going to make this platform 2 brush. What I just typed in, 2,800 by 10,000 by 10. Perfecto. And then move it over here. But I want to move it exactly over here. Yeah, I think that was right. And then we just make sure it's not... Yeah, it's perfectly flush. Okay, so there's our second platform. This is just to get the staircase going. Okay, now we need a decent staircase, and then we're done for sure. Oh, and for
Staircase
all of you
building
who
time.
are here now, including those who just joined, keep in mind that we are building this level together. So if you have any suggestions, just tell us. See, we're already adding grass and everything, and then we added some more grass on top of the roofs, which I think is kind of cute. We imported some bushes, and we're going to add these bushes around the level. Let's get the staircase going. Okay, so we'll build a staircase here. And I like my spiral staircase idea, so we start with that. Hey Dunbrine, would you like a ramping?
Streaminess said, jetting out for the night, need to rest before starting again.
Dunbrain47 said, suggestions welcome.
Oh no, not Shartland again. I wish I could build you a shuttle right today.
Okay. I think the very first thing we need to do is to make sure that the staircase is pretty much, you can hop right on the staircase.
Spiral ramp.
Like
Have
that.
a good night, Fox.
Okay, we'll see you, Sonicus. Okay, like that. Now, okay, now like I was saying, Dunbrine and anyone else, would you prefer a sloped floor to where it's like a sloped ramp, or would you like stairs? That seems smoother. This just looks smoother. Then we can do the same thing with the ceiling then. Like that, see? So then it becomes just like this cool ramp. Could do it like this, and then let's maximize the steps. But we said we don't want it this.
Is fine.
Okay, sloped. We don't want it quite that high, so we were thinking something like well, we shouldn't. Here, hang on a minute. So the step width should be step height. Inner radius should be out a bit. Okay, then the step width doesn't have to be that wide now. Now let's just test it out. Just have to. Oh, actually, we're not. Yeah, the step height should be a little there. Let's play test it. Okay, we need to be able to get on it. Huh, seems a little skinny. Yeah, a little skinny. Let's make it a little wider. So the inner radius will go down to 140. And then we can make the step width 187 now. There. Now let's try it. It shouldn't feel quite so skinny. Yeah, that's good. Right, whoops. Well, yeah, you could fall. Actually, there's going to be a cylinder right in the middle. Yeah, I think there's going to be a cylinder. But we have to choose this and be okay with it. So you go around like 4 times. I think that's good. Yeah. So now we're just going to add a few more steps to pretty much to where you can kind of hop off. Like there, actually, just like that. Okay, so that's going to be your landing point for the next, for this platform. Now we can just duplicate this and move it up and over to where, and we're just going to approximate it. And you know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same orientation. See, we can move it to where we have something like this. Okay, let's see. Oh, you clucker. There. And then that. Back. And then I'd figure out something clever, like maybe a step ladder or something, or a stool to, you know, you want to be able to get back down without having to, you know, there's going to be a tower here. Okay, then we'll make the tower and then we out of here. Okay, so let's make the tower really quick. Move this out of the way. It's a little bit of a conundrum, actually. Oh yeah, and then I also want to make, let's duplicate this.
Dunbrain47 said, so this adds to the lore of the drunk construction crew?
Yeah, this is a drunken staircase. This is definitely a drunken staircase. What am I thinking of doing here? I wish I could duplicate this. Oh, you can, right here. Boom. There, so it's duplicated. The reason I did this is because then we can create a second staircase, which will actually be out. And what it's going to do, these will be the actual, like the railing. The inner radius is... Oh, there's our railing right there. Okay, so our railing is here. Now we had to add more height to it. No, thickness. Thickness. Yeah, thickness. Like that. See? To give you the illusion that it's going to prevent you from falling, but I actually don't think it's going to stop you from falling over the edge. So now we just need to line it up to get it flush with. It's not quite it, is it? That's it. Okay, so we've got our outside railing. Oh, it does. Yeah, it will stop you from falling over. Good. We might need something for this, right? Because well, no, let's make it so that you could accidentally fall down. Like, oops. Okay, so then if you just stay along the edge, then you'll be fine. Okay, now let us build the tower. How did we do this? Oh, we did a cylinder that was hollow. Yeah.
Elder Colvey House said, how many sides to Dare cylinder?
Okay, now we have to choose. You know, right now there's 8 sides. And to get in here, we actually need the full 4-panel layout. Yeah. Oh, cool. Look how it depicts the grass, or the shrubbery. Okay, where are we? Yeah, there we are here. Okay, so we just need to center this with the center, with the center of the staircase, which we can just get from here. So we'll copy the location,
Dunbreen47 said, let's see how 8 works out.
Okay. Cylinder. Okay, now we're going to paste those coordinates, and that should center it perfectly. Yeah, it did. Okay, now we have to scale it out. Hello? It's not scaling. Okay, 1.5. 1.7. 1. No, see, we need at the very least we need the same number of sides we used for the staircase. So how many sides did we, or how many? Well, it's not a matter of sides. Oh, it's double.
It's double exactly.
I mean, I think it's double. That's what it seems like to me. So if we just double it to 16. Let's see what happens. Okay, so there's our cylinder. Yeah, see it down there. Okay, now we're going to Z it up. The outer radius is 190, and then yeah, that's good. I think that glass is thick enough. 1,000. 2,000. Schlep. Whoops. 1,600. Shoot.
It needs a top too. Probably that dome again.
Yeah, since it needs a top, this needs to be significantly taller than that final staircase where you disembark.
Dunbreen47 said, we can use that dome.
Yep, totally use that dome. Okay, I think that looks good. It doesn't have to be like perfectly cylindrical, right? It can have these rough sides. And now we're going to apply glass to it. But the very first thing we do is, what is this? Oh, it's auto saves. Okay, we're going to take the glass out of here. Statue glass. Ah. Interesting. Okay, we're going to, actually, let's take both of them. Here's a glass window. Oh, glass window. That's a static mesh. Okay, so we don't want that. We'll take those two and duplicate. So now we have M glass 2 and It's weird how it did that. But anyway, we want the we want these to go into our materials. See, we're moving it out of the starter content. Okay, we are deleting this. Okay, now materials. Statue glass 1 and M glass 2 into materials. Move here. I don't know what the problem was. No, it's duplicating the shaders. That's odd. Okay. Boy, this engine does a lot of things that you do not expect. Like, why does it keep doing that? Okay, so now we're going to open the glass. This is our glass. Now let's kind of do the same thing we did earlier. All of this is to make the refraction happen, which is interesting, right? Okay, now the opacity, let's bump this up to 80% opacity. The roughness, if you remember, we used the starter contents.
Dunbrain47 said, how unreal this engine has its quirks.
Text, yeah, it's loaded with weird issues. Okay, there's our texture sample. Yeah, we're doing what we did in the other one. In fact, we could copy the blueprint, but I don't want to do that. Okay, promote to variable. Promote to parameter, I mean. Oh, that's right, we can't do that. Convert to constant. I wish you could convert it to some other. What is this again? Vector parameter. Vector parameter. We'll name this color glass 2. Okay, now this color is should be a pretty deep green, right? Like that. And then this one can be a lighter but less saturated green. Kind of like that. Hopefully that's not too contrasty. I don't think it is. Okay, now we also are going to do the specular highlighting as this. Oh, specular is 10. Okay, let's not change that then. The roughness will be this direct channel. And the normal map will be this direct channel. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I don't see, do we need anything else at all? Opacity, emissive color, anisotropy. Metallic. I don't think the glass can be metallic. Okay. There's our M glass 2. Yes. And one more time. Now we just have to rename this. We'll say Emerald 1. It's M glass. Oh, here's our materials. M glass 2 is Emerald Tower glass. Okay. Let me guess. It has to reshade the whole thing just by renaming it. I'm telling you, that does not make sense. And then there's no way. God, what? Okay, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it looks good. Good enough, huh? I mean, the UVs are wrong, but we fix those when we stamp this cylinder. Before it crashes. Okay, if this cylinder looks good, then we can stamp. But we also need a way. We're gonna have to should we subtract it now? You know, we can axe out, like we can hack off pieces of the mesh after we stamp it. Oh, that is so weird. Yeah, let's do that. Because I don't know exactly where I want to put the frickin' door. I don't know. Hang on. See what it's like inside now. Oh, it's so dark. And then you get up here, and that's where you'll have to disembark. So we'll figure that out. We'll cut it later. So I think if we're ready for this,
Elder Colvey House said, cylinder look okay? We'll mesh it out.
just in case we don't like the way it happened, we can, let's just make a copy of the brush over here. Oh, that's a good point.
Dunbreen47 said, yep, looks okay.
Okay, we have to make it half of its height. The Z is blah. We need half of its height. So 1850, half of 1850 is 975. No, it isn't. It's 925. Well, you know, you could just do the mathematical op right there. Now we have to bring it up to 925. Yeah, there it is. It's just how we wanted it. See, now it's exactly half without the other half down there. So actually, that's what we want to copy. In case we don't like it, there's our brush. See? Alright, now we stamp. Okay, with BSP convert. Convert and combine. Yeah, we're not removing anything. This is just the pure cylinder. You can't cap the cylinder either, can you? No, let's just accept it. Okay, now we're gonna slap the glass on the whole thing. I said, oh, there we go. It didn't want to do it the first time. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now we're going to correct the UVs a little bit just to see what it would look like. Oh, what did I say we were doing? Yeah, we have to correct the UVs really quick. So we'll project it as a cylinder around it. Yeah, see, but I want to be a bit more fine than that. Yeah, like that. Yeah, see? Got it. And then once you're in the cylinder, now all of a sudden you can see how it's a little lighter than it was before. Not quite so dark. Yep. You know, I don't want people to... It still seems like a long way to walk up, but that's all right. Boom. Boy, it still gets dark really quickly, doesn't it? But it's okay. You have a flashlight. Okay, let's end here. and then I'll keep working on this.
Thank you for the follow, Gabes
Oh,
Inferno.
hey, thank you, Gabe's Infernal, for following. Yeah, we just finished up the stream for tonight. We're just building a maze from a tutorial, but now we're building out the maze to make it more of our own. And this is what we got so far. Okay, so we continue on in the next episode. Next stream is going to be gaming stream, where we do Witcher or something else, or Fallout 76 or Fallout 4, whichever. And then the stream after that will be
47 said,
finishing this
okay,
up.
very interesting stream tonight.
Elder
Yeah,
Colby House said,
we learned
"Yell
quite a
on the
bit
left."
tonight. Things I need to do is like I need to take a specific course on just 3D modeling, take a course on environmental design, take a course on textures, how to model things and add textures to them and correct the UVs. I don't know how to do that yet. I mean, I'm just guessing with these controls, and there's some really good controls, but we need to do a better job. That's for sure. Alrighty, and if anyone has suggestions on what to add for next time, just let me know. Like one thing I was even thinking here, I could just show you really quick. And we would add it through our brushes. They need a better place to, need a better way to do this. What did we add before that worked? Kind of like this, and then shloop, 90. I missed, but they're 90. And then we make how many sides? Let's do like how about 36? And then we make it hollow. And then the inner radius is going to be like that. And then we scale it out so it's bit. Whoops. We scale it out. That. And then the Z is really narrow. In fact, just about the same thickness as this. See? And then bring this out. It's not quite the same thickness, but almost. 68. 72. And then I would, well, that is weird. Just weird snapping all over the place. And then I would, well, I'd make it big enough so that it would, yeah, that's the second time it's done that, just like snapping everywhere. Stop snapping. See, and then I would cut it, so then, see where I'm going with this? And then the arch, it would arch over this. So there'd be an arch, and then you just walk under the arch. It would still be that same emerald effect. Something like that. But anyway.